Living and non-living things. This is the first chapter of science textbook, grade 1. And today's topic is animals and plants. Objectives of today's lesson are to know that animals and plants are living things, to compare the main features of animals and plants. Let's start a lesson with the introduction session. Children, within the previous lessons, we have discussed the main features of living things. You know so very well, rather you have a complete understanding of the main features of living things. Keeping all those points into your mind, you have to answer the given questions. Part A. Give 3 main features of living things. This is nothing new for you, for so many times we have discussed and revised all of the main features of living things. Yes, think about it, just recall. Yes, living things need food, air and water to live. They can breathe. Yes, they can move other than plants. Yes. Alright, coming towards part B. Which of these features can be associated with animals? Yes, just think, what do they need to live? Can they move? Can they breathe? Yes, animals can breathe, animals can move, and they also need food, air and water to live. Coming towards part C, which of these main features of living things can be associated with plants? Yes, plants also need food, air and water to live. They also breathe, but they cannot move. Alright children, let's discuss the table given on page number 5 of science textbook. This is giving a clear comparison between animals and plants. As all of us know that animals and plants both are living things. We have discussed it earlier as well. As both of these need food, air and water, they grow, they breathe and they reproduce as well. Yes, animals can have babies and plants can grow into new plants of their own kind with the help of seeds. And animals can move from one place to another, they can walk, but plants, they cannot move from one place to another because the roots of the plants are fixed within the soil, so plants cannot move. Animals and plants both need food. Animals eat and drink. They need food to live. They cannot make their own food, but they get the food from plants or in the form of meat. They eat other animals as well. But plants, they also need food, but they prepare their own food. And which part of the plant make food? Yes, leaves. And one interesting thing I want to tell over here, that the leaves of the plants are also called the food factory of the plant. Well, now coming towards the most interesting segment of the lesson, that is watching a video in relevance to comparing animals and plants. And each time children, I do tell you that note down the main points of the video and relate it with all of the given details we have discussed so far. So I hope you will not forget it.
Both plants and animals are living things. They have some similarities and differences between them. Similarities between plants and animals. Plants and animals both have cells. They both require water and air to survive. They both use energy to survive. Both plants and animals can reproduce. They both can grow and develop. Differences between plants and animals. There are basic differences between plants and animals too. 1. Due to the presence of chlorophyll, plants are green in color. Animals do not have chlorophyll. 2. Plants can prepare their own food. They are called autotrophs. Animals cannot prepare their own food. They depend on plants and other animals. They are called heterotrophs. 3. Plants cannot move from place to place. Their movement is limited. the opening of the petals of a flower, the tendrils of a pea or bean plant twining around the support are examples of plant movement. Animals move from place to place, mostly in search of food and shelter. Their movement is conspicuous. 4. Plants have a limited response to stimuli. Animals have a more pronounced response. When you pull a hair from your head, it hurts. You say, ouch. When you pluck a leaf from a plant, does the plant say, ouch? No. Even the plant is hurt, but it cannot express its feelings the way animals can. 5. Most plants of the same category do not have a specific shape or size by which they can be easily identified. At night, when it is dark, you will not be able to distinguish between a rain tree and a neem tree by simply looking at their outline. On the other hand, you will find it easy to distinguish between a cat and a dog just by looking at the size and the outline of their bodies in the dark. Thus, animals do have a specific shape or size by which they can be easily identified. These are the similarities and differences between plants and animals.
Coming again towards the topic, comparing animals and plants. I hope you enjoyed the video and you remember all of the main points of the video. Rather, you have noted down. So let's discuss again in detail, as we have discussed earlier, all of the main features of animals and plants. But this time we will discuss the similarities and differences between animals and plants. The similarities are both of them can breathe, both of them grow along with the time, and both of them reproduce. What are the differences between animals and plants? As we discussed earlier as well, that animals can move from one place to another, but plants cannot move from one place to another. On the other hand, animals cannot make their own food. They get food from some other resource, rather another animal or from plants. But plants make their own food. Yes, leaves of the plant prepare the food for them. So these are called the food factory of the plant. Well students, coming towards the assignment number 1, which is a written task. And you have to do the given question within the notebook. And the question is, write down the similarities and differences between animals and plants. Yes, we have discussed in detail and you remember all of the similarities and differences. Next is assignment number 2, which is activity 1.c, given in your textbook as well. And these are very simple questions. Fill in the blanks and true or false. And so far we have discussed all of the relevant details which can help you to accomplish the given task independently. Moving towards the recap, which is assignment number 3 as well. You have to answer the following questions. How are plants different from animals? How do plants make their food? And you need to do these questions within a notebook as well. Let's discuss the given questions. That how are plants different from animals? Yes, just recall. Yes, animals can move from one place to another, but plants cannot. How do plants make their food? Just recall. Yes, plants make their food in the leaves. Alright children, over here our lesson ends, and I hope that you will keep on revising all of the main points of the chapter. So stay safe and study well.